Okay, here we go. We've received a package from Mort, and I thought to open it up so you can see my reaction, then I'll give you a few close-ups of what we've received. So it's come in three in a single piece of bubble wrap. Got some empty pieces, throw them out. One package. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Oh wow, this is chaos. Look at that. We've got, so starting from the base upwards, we've got these real oversized claws, long legs. Then let's see if I can give us a bit of a background. So look at that. Let's prop that up a touch. Wow. Looks like a dire wolf as the basis. It's really gribbly tech arms. Obviously the wolf head with these little eyes on stalks. Wow. I don't know where these arms come from. They look kind of War Machine. Little Chaos Warrior, old school Chaos Warrior hands. And Hero Quest Orc sword, I do believe. All this scale pattern in tons and tons of little plastic art. But I love these long limbs. Just how chaos is that? And this is a familiar. You could theoretically have several things like this in your crew. So I'm going to move the camera upward so you can see what's going on, and then we'll have a look. There's some cards which I presume is what Mort rolled. So back in a minute. Okay, so we've started with a black undercoat because black is always my favourite colour to work up. With the way acrylic paints work is if you thin your paints, you tend to end up being able to layer the same colour over black, and that gives you more of a natural highlight. Now, we've started with a wet brush, which is very similar to a dry brush, but with more paint to give some nice block colour, and then worked it up by adding lighter and lighter browns and highlighting before we get to actual wet blending, and as any traditional painting method. And again, where we're doing this over the dry brush is that gives us a real nice blend, taking it from the dark brown all to the almost skin tone. Is of note, we also covered the whole thing including the metallics, because by putting the metallics over the browns gives us a sort of rusted dark metal colour, which when we've highlighted up also followed up with on the scales itself, because they're a natural, left them brown and then just highlighted the edges with metals to give us that real sort of like, oh, it's a hardened skin effect. While all of the claws on the legs themselves were painted black, is all the teeth were done in a bone colour, which is very traditional. And then to offset the colours, the sword was done in a bright red, which also matched the, as you can see here, the tongue and the gums. But the sword also gets this red, and it's blended up to a yellow later on to give it a real fiery effect, because people's eyes are naturally drawn to red colours, which is why you always pick something out in red if you want people's eyes to be drawn to it. On eyes, these are done straight over black, a nice bone colour to start with, which went onto teeth, and then the eyes went up to white and then picked out some pupils, which is fairly standard. The All the pipe work was done in a green because it was a colour that just wasn't used anywhere else. The good thing with brown as a base colour is any colour will give a bit more life to it and stand out. And again, these are all done with dry brushing with acrylics, but with really watered down paint so that they go on very lightly and gives us a really sort of good glowing effect. But all in all, is very fantastic model to paint, and you tend to find a lot of these hand sculpted or hand converted models stand out more from something that's just that's 3D printed en masse. It's always fun if you see a single model you like, certainly grab it, paint it and enjoy it, and as per always, just have fun with your paint jobs. It's too easy to paint a whole army and get stuck into a routine, and it just becomes a production line. Grab something random and have fun.